pass its bill, the House pass its, go to conference, and then work out the difficulties between the two of us. I think it's basically a real mistake for the president to just unilaterally do this by executive order, and I'm not sure he has the power to do it by executive order, other than he seems to ignore that particular legal distinction.
Well, and he has said himself in the past that what he's been asked to do by advocates in the area of immigration is not something he legally could defend or could do. So if he does move forward, what will the GOP do? What will lawmakers, and will you get any support from Democrats? I mean, it's their power as members of Congress, duly elected by the people, that are also being usurped.
Well, I think that it'll be toxic, because people are not going to appreciate that on either side, as far as I'm concerned. Look, if you want to have a lasting impact that works in immigration, it has to be done through the proper channels, and that means Congress. Now, admittedly, Congress has been dragging its feet and been a little slow on this, but the Senate didn't drag its feet, and the House is ready to act, and I think we ought to give them a chance to do it. It's the right way to do it. It's the legal way to do it. It's the constitutional way to do it. And the president, by acting unilaterally, acts like he's all three of those, all wrapped up into one. He's the Constitution, he's the judiciary, he's the executive, and that's not the way the Constitution operates. But, you know, this president seems to think he can do whatever he wants to do, and we'll just have to see what happens.
All right, so if you view, as many people do, including those of who were his supporters, I mean, I think of Professor Jonathan Turley, a legal specialist, who has been very vocal about the fact that this doesn't just impact this presidency, no matter who is the president, Republican, Democrat, Independent. This bridges a whole new sphere of executive power by this president moving forward the way he is. But what's to stop him? What will you do when the GOP takes control of both houses come January? Will you stop him with funding? Will there be another lawsuit? What tools do you have, and is the GOP united in a strategy?
Well, we'll have to see, but an executive order is only as good as the presidency, even if it's illegal, which this one I think would be. You know, if you want a lasting impact, we've got to do it the right way. We've got to do it through Congress. I'm dedicated to doing that. I think most people are in both bodies. They just want to, they may have differences that have to be ironed out, but that's why you do it through Congress, so you can iron out the differences. These are the folks, the 535 of us are the folks that represent the people out there. Now, the president, he has certain rights, but he doesn't have a right to legislate from the Oval Office, and in this particular case, it seems to me he's way overextending himself. And if you really want something that's going to last and be worthwhile, and that the American people will accept and that we can all get behind, it's got to go through the proper channels in Congress, and not be just an executive order off the top of the head of the president.
All right, very quickly before we get cut off, Senator, is the president trying to bait you?
He's done that before. On the other hand, I think we caught him a few times, but yeah, I don't fully understand why this president doesn't wake up and come up and work with us. We're willing to work with him. We're willing to try and work together in the best interest of this country. But he just unilaterally acts all the time. Even the Democrats are complaining, and let's just be honest about it. They're not happy with this president either, but I would like to see him work with us, and let's see what we can get done in an appropriate, constitutionally sound way that will be lasting and will help people rather than hurt them in the end.
Well, as you have, I've heard complaints from Democrats on the Hill as well, who say they can't even get to sit down with him. All right, Senator Orrin Hatch, thank you for making time for us on such short notice. We'll all be watching tomorrow night to see what comes next. Thank you, sir.
Nice to be with you.